Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet, and yes, this is the ace match of the round of 16 series for the DreamHack Valencia Cup. It is between gosWser, a red Zerg player, down the bottom right side of the map, and where the hell is this rally point going, man? He looks like he's going for some very early Ling stuff to check out the expansion, and up the top left side it is going to be a blue Protoss player, Harstem, and he looks like he may have that rally point up for a very good reason, because it looks like Fnatic is, sorry, not Fnatic, Harstem is definitely thinking about doing some early stuff. Yeah, I don't know, it looks like something I might do, putting the pylon down to actually block your own Nexus, but he hasn't blocked his own Nexus. It just looks like that a little bit. So anyway, we're going to have some pretty standard stuff, I think, from gosWser, getting down that hatchery first into pool sort of thing. And yeah, just hold on. Actually no, it's yeah, my nose is starting to go a little bit funny. Not good at all. I took a Demizen, but I don't know how it's starting to wear off, but it is starting to wear off a little bit. So we're just going to have to get through this game. As yeah, look at this early spawning pool. He's obviously feeling like a little bit more harassment in this game is what's needed. So yeah, let's see how that works out. We're going to have a probe come in, and he was waiting for the hatchery, but he got sick of waiting, so he came in here. He saw the spawning pool, and he knows what the game is now. So looks like he's going to be going for his own expansion, but. Yeah, I mean, seeing that pool before hatchery, maybe he should have reconsidered getting out the very early Nexus, but he's going to continue to get it, as opposed to going for a couple of gateways. And he's going to continue to try and stop this hatchery from going down, but his probe is getting very, very low on health. Almost got the hatchery there, but just managed to block it. And this guy, the hatchery, is going to go down now. There's nothing you can do to stop it with that little health. And here we go, the Overlord going to come in. And he's going to see this stuff coming down. And yeah, there is going to be no doubt that this expansion is coming down from our Protoss player. Now, he's going to be a cannon coming down here any second. So the Overlord's going to have to watch out for that. But otherwise, I mean, Harstem has been really favouring this early Nexus build for pretty much every game so far. Although sometimes it's pretty safe, like in the previous game, but this game I'm not sure it is all that safe. And the cannon's going to come up in time to deal with these Lings, but I mean, if he does a massive amount of Lings, like 20, 30 Lings or something, which he can get in the next couple of minutes, then it's going to be looking a little bit dicier for Harstem. But it does look like gosWser is just going to be going straight into the third base. So just going to be answering macro with macro, and going to be, I don't know if he's got a plan for pushing in. He's only just got his expansion up, so this third base may not just be answering this fast macro from the Protoss player, but just to make up for the fact that this expansion was delayed by so much by that annoying little probe guy, which I do believe the probe actually died. I don't see him anywhere, so I'm pretty sure the little guy did die from those from these Lings chasing him. 0-0. Where's the guy? I don't know. Which one of these? This guy. There we go. This little guy looks like he killed the probe. So, yes, good for them. Good for them. And we do have a Roach one coming out. So, yeah, it's going to be a repeat of last game. And, I mean, Harstem did win the last game. So, it does look like he, as long as he gets out of the Stalkers and Robotics facility to get out the Immortal, he should be fine with this Roach push, but it may be that the Roach push will come out even sooner. It looks like he could go in for like an 8-minute Roach push if he really wanted to, and I'm thinking that maybe he does. He's really, really going absolutely nuts on those Roaches. Here we go, trying to wipe out some Overlords, and this is actually going to suck quite a lot because he is completely supply capped now, and if this one goes down as well, he definitely needs to build another one on top of this. There we go. Because I do not think this Overlord is going to survive. Maybe these Lings can snipe out this Stalker, which I think is... No, they're running the other direction. There we go. They've really got to start hitting this Stalker. I think 4 Lings should be able to kill a Stalker, but these Lings not... There we go. They're going to try and head it off before it gets back home. There, we're trying to take it off, but they can't quite get the surround they need. And the Stalker with the Zealot, and oh look, here we go. Here's the Roaches coming in though. And the Stalker dying is the least of Harstem's problems right now, because this is just a massive amount of Roaches coming in. They've got the range on the cannon. They're all going to move in. We've got the Nexus being overcharged, but the Roaches are just going to continue on to the main base, taking a little bit of damage, but all of these probes are going to be in a lot of trouble. They're trying to run back, but quite a few of them still do go down. He's done a good job keeping most of them alive though. And I think that, yeah, there's a possibility that this is not going to cripple Harstem, that Harstem may be able to survive this, but it's not looking like a huge possibility. I mean, this Nexus going down, definitely going to be bad, and there's not too much stopping him from taking out this stuff. A nice little force field here, and the Immortal going to go down, going to take stuff out, going to knock these Roaches out of the park. And there's really not that many Roaches left in this game, so he should be alright. But of course, Lings versus an Immortal, the Immortal is still pretty screwed. So yes, he's finally managed to finish off, but losing his primary Nexus. And how many workers did he lose? Not a huge amount. He lost a fair amount, but not a huge amount. However, Harstem is definitely behind in this game. And it's, yeah, I mean, he did a very good job getting this base up straight away, getting a couple of cannons hidden by the gateway, so the Lings are going to have a bit more trouble in here trying to take out this base. And yeah, he's just continuing to pump out the Immortals, and it's interesting because I think gosWser is going to switch into a ton of Lings right now. Maybe, I mean, he saw the Immortals. I mean, when most of your opponent's defense is Immortals, going for a ton of Lings is definitely what you want to do. He's getting one Roach out as well, but I think it's going to be mainly Lings, and yeah, that should be good. Unfortunately, Lings trying to bust through this gap is not going to work very well, because little gap, you just need one Zealot, and Lings are not going to be able to get in there at all. But of course, there is this base, which is completely open. There's no way he can gate this off, and Lings are going to do a very good job here. But look at the workers, man. He knows he is ahead, and he is just building a crap load of workers, so he's just going to absolutely annihilate the macro in this game. And there's really not much that Harstem can do about it right now. He's not in a position to really do any damage. He's got far too many Immortals for the amount of Roaches that gosWser has. And I think he stopped producing them. I think he knows that probably doesn't need any more Immortals. He's just going to get other sort of units, which is good. But yeah, in the end, I don't know, man. I mean, it doesn't look like gosWser is going to finish him off with Lings in the next couple of minutes. It's not like he's going to go for that route. Instead, he's just sitting back, getting his macro up, going for some more advanced tech options. Hydras are definitely going to be really, really awesome versus this group. I mean, Harstem maybe with some Zealot with legs, he could do something against the Hydras, but what he really needs is Colossus and Storms to deal with them. And yeah, he's not in any sort of position to be getting those tech structures out. He could get them out if he really wanted to, but he's still recovering from that earlier attack, and still playing catch up with his macro pretty much with an economy. And meanwhile, gosWser going for 15 Hydralers, so maybe he's going for a Hydraling sort of combination, which pretty much is going to be absolutely perfect versus this Protoss army, because these guys cannot deal with Hydraling whatsoever. They're just going to get absolutely owned. And I mean, there's a few Zealots in there, but just not nearly enough. And I think the Hydraling is just going to do all sorts of damage to these guys. Here we go. So few Roaches in there, but mainly just Hydras, and not that many Lings. He's actually building a crap load of Roaches, so he's just going to stick to Roach Hydra by the looks of it. I don't know. I would like to see if he knew exactly what the Protoss player had right now. I think he would stop building so many Roaches and start building a crap load more Lings. But he is going for a Roach Hydra at the moment. I suppose it helps with his upgrades, although he hasn't even finished level 1 yet. These guys, they've only got level 1 attack. But we did see this last game actually, just getting a very high amount of attack, not much armor, because of course the attack for Immortals does scale up quite significantly. We have a look. we can't actually hover over that and see how much it upgrades it, so yeah, well, we do know that for Immortals it goes up by about 3 or 4 for their versus armor damage. Maybe, I think it's actually 5, so they get 5 more damage for each upgrade level for their armored attack, which is absolutely insane. And yeah, got to do a push in, grabbing this 4th base out. I dodge. Jeez, I didn't realize how much gosWser had. He's going to be able to push this off, I think. Trying to get a beautiful concave, and he might have one here. These guys are actually, I think the Zerg army is a little bit faster than the Protoss army, even off creep. And it's going to be so much faster when he gets this, this Hydra's upgrade, which allows the Hydras to move even faster. So yes, going to be completely awesome. And yes, I think that gosWser is definitely in the lead right here, just absolutely shredding everything. He's got 1-1, he's got 2-2 on the way, so he's definitely in a good spot. Harstem has got a massive amount of forces. He's well equipped to deal with the roaches, not so well equipped to deal with the Hydras, but we did see him beat Roach Hydra last game. However, I do not think that he was facing quite so many Hydras last game against such a crazy macro Zerg. Before, in the second game, Harstem was actually a little bit ahead on the economy. Now, gosWser is quite a bit ahead of Harstem on the economy, so I think he can definitely make this Roach Hydra work, especially when he's got just a massive amount of Hydras with a small amount of Roaches going ahead against them. So yeah, I think he should do very well. He's just got to find something to hit and then see how well he does against it. It looks like this base is going to be where he starts to hit first. Nice Warp Prism is going to be scouting out where this army is so that Harstem has time to move in to try and defend it. He'd like to be thinking about a flank, because moving in here, I'm not sure about it, but he's going to do it anyway. I think maybe I guess the Protoss enjoys high spaces. Meanwhile, you can see gosWser going for this really nice concave out here. The mineral patches are going to screw him up a little bit, but overall, this Nexus has no chance, and Harstem looks like he's going for a flank, but the forces are coming in a little bit too fast. Look at these changelings over here. He has no idea that they're over there. The Colossus, total fail there. Mismicroing that Colossus, just gets completely owned, and that has just got to be the end right there. I mean, he's got some beautiful force fields though, so that's going to help a lot, but just Hydras versus these guys, I really don't know. I mean, Stalkers versus Hydras, it's not that good. The force fields are all that's keeping this army from just completely annihilating himself, but they are keeping these Hydras from doing what they really want to do, splitting them up. And yeah, maybe Harstem has found a bit of an answer here to try and get back in this game. I just dropped something on the ground, but it's probably not important. And finally getting rid of those changelings, but look at the macro of gosWser, man. He's really getting up there. I think he killed a few workers up there, not all of them, but quite a few. And yeah, look at these forces, man. Lings coming out there, Swarm Host coming out there, stuff all over the place for gosWser. So he's really doing a good job here, and he's going to be able to defend this 4th base quite handily with these locusts starting to come out now. Harstem does not have an answer for these guys as of yet, and here we go. His 4th base is going to have to be cancelled here. He's got no chance of holding that off right now. And meanwhile, these forces coming in, they'd like another avenue in here to try and get around. If he gets some sort of observer up there, the Colossus can see up the top, but these guys can actually shoot down the bottom, so it's still a little bit dodgy. And here we go, the 3rd base has gone down once again, and Harstem just falling further and further behind in terms of the economy, and you can see he's about 60 units behind. 30 of that is workers, and 30 of that is army. So yes, he's not in a very good position, and the locusts are just going to make it worse and worse. He's putting some shields down, trying to cut off a few of those guys, but not going to work. And with some corruptors coming out on the map, the Colossus are just going to be completely owned, and Colossus are really what's really doing a lot of good work here. He's only got one, actually got 2, although this one almost getting killed by those guys. He's trying to move in here with a small group of units, but not quite able to get the job done here. Some reinforcements going to be saving this thing. He's getting a 3rd base down here, hoping the Zerg player doesn't know about it, but I think the Zerg player does know about it, and this is going to get wiped out in very quick fashion. Meanwhile, this force coming in, facing up against the Locust. They'd love to get the actual swarm host down, but they're so far away. Just a beautiful position, and to defend all of his bases from this spot. And yeah, I mean, he's getting a flank just from the Locust, so really good job there. He's got to push around, the swarm host moving up there a little bit out of position here, but with these roach hydra coming in, it's going to be very hard for the swarm host to be taken out. And here is where the Protoss army starts to die, because he cannot stand against that many forces when they have Locusts right in front of them. So they're going to get wiped out, and this has got to be the GG right there. So there we go, Harstem giving the GG. He could not get the swarm host taken out, and he could not get the rest of the army, and his economy was just too bad at that point. So he had to give the GG, and congratulations to gosWser. You are going on to the quarterfinals versus Yu-Gi-Oh! And yeah, I was hoping you weren't, because now I have another 2 or 3 games where I have to try and pronounce your name, and that is just going to be painful. But there he is going on. It's going to be a ZVZ, which is going to be very awesome. And yeah, Harstem, man. First Protoss player in the tournament has been knocked out. Not, you know, it's I'm not very happy about that, but yeah, we will just have to go on, and we have to see how it goes. And the very next quarterfinal coming out is going to be Morrow. Sorry, not quarterfinal. Round of 16 is going to be Morrow versus Elfie. It's going to be a PVT, and that is going to be freaking awesome. So I will catch you guys when I cast that one. This has been Hairy Muppet, and I hope you enjoyed this series of games. Swarm Host, man, they really are awesome when you know how to use them. So I'll catch you guys later. This has been Hairy Muppet.